Hey guys, TGKS Productions. So I wanted to show you this PvP fight I got in a few days ago with these two tryhards. I don't typically like to show that, really show fights with tryhards that much, at least not all the time. This one was a little bit more competitive, at least in the middle. Nonetheless, you'll still see they were tryhards. But, I don't really like to give them, any, I don't know, really any enjoyment out of watching these in a sense, because I just, I don't agree with tryhards. I really don't agree with their fighting, tactics and whatnot, and I think that a lot of the competitiveness in combat has been broken with tryhards. But in any case, like I said, you'll see here, what I was trying to do here, this guy attacked me out of nowhere with his Deluxo. And what I was trying to do here is I was in my Insurgent pickup custom. You see here, I ended up getting out just at the wrong time. He ended up getting one more lock on him. He killed me. But what I was trying to do here is I was trying to essentially figure out the respray for this Insurgent pickup custom to put it also on my Rune Zaba or Zaba when I was customizing it. And I needed to pull one of my militarized vehicles out to see what it was. And essentially this guy decided to just take me out of nowhere. There's just no rhyme or reason for it. Obviously at this point I was pretty pissed off. So I decided to get my MK2 Oppressor and go after him. I at least wanted to even the score out. I didn't really want to, I don't really care about KD that much, but I don't like to give these people the satisfaction just killing me for no reason and getting away with it. So, obviously something like an MK2 Oppressor really is needed at this point just because the Deluxo missiles and the MK2 Oppressor missiles are the same. So you need something like this. And you'll see he was trying to go into his apartment here, which is kind of funny. He was trying to get away, trying to get a quick kill, get away. And I pretty much ended up blowing him up right when he's about to go into his apartment. I may have taken it a little bit maybe too far here, but again, I was just really irritated. I really hate when people do this just because, as I'll sort of talk about even later in the video, I think a lot of these people just ruin the experience for a lot of players in GTA Online, so I want to sort of turn the tables on this guy. I did decide to go after him one more time just because I was really pissed off. I did give him a fair fight that I figured I wouldn't kill him with the MK2 Oppressor. I decided to go after him with the sniper rifle. The reason why I decided to use the sniper was because I wasn't sure if this guy was going to be free aim assisted or not. I didn't want to give him a quick and easy kill by trying to go up. Otherwise, if I knew he was free aim, I'd 100% do it. But you never know with people like this, and I'll even talk about that actually as well later on. But I did end up killing him again. I think this definitely, if he wasn't going to come after me after I killed him the first time, he definitely was this time, and you'll see he does decide to come after me after I did kill him that second time. And yeah, pretty much immediately, you see right here, he gets on his MK2 Oppressor, immediately decides to start coming after me. Again, I would say this is a pretty fair fight right here. I'm on my MK2 Oppressor, he's on his MK2 Oppressor. Ended up taking him out. He just didn't time his chaff properly, ended up killing him right here. And again, that was his loss. Again, he decided to come after me, so that was totally on him. Again, it was a fair fight. Both me and him were on MK2 Oppressors using the same countermeasures and the same, weapons as well. Now at this point, for the most part, I was just trying to leave the fight. Obviously, I pretty much got him all riled up at this point. He came after me again. One thing I don't understand is, even though I skipped ahead here, keep in mind, this was only about 30 seconds to a minute after I just killed him. And I'm gonna end up killing him here again, but what makes no sense is I don't know how he got his Oppressor that quickly again. I don't know if he owned two of them or if there's like a glitch to being able to spawn it in or surpassing the timer. If someone knows about it that I don't, I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on that, because I have no clue how this guy got his Oppressor that quickly again. I completely bypassed 5 minutes, so I don't know, like I said, whether he had another one or, somehow there's a glitch to where he was able to bypass. But in any case, I ended up killing him here again, and, I think at this point it just kept pissing him off even more. But you'll end up seeing here his friend, or who's on my friends list, actually ends up jumping in here. And I'm actually going to show you a clip, because I believe I actually ran into this guy, and I believe this might be the reason why he's on my friends list. I believe I ran into this guy about a year and a half ago at the end of 2018. You'll see here I end up having to jump off my Oppressor because this guy tries to take me out. He's on my friends list. I don't even know why. I think I have a reason why, and I'll talk about it, but I'm going to show you this clip sort of from over a year ago that I think I ended up running into this guy. Basically, the guy's going to try to help his friend out here, who happens to be on my friends list, which I don't even understand how that happened. So the clip I'm showing you here is, I believe, the guy that I was just saying might have been on my friends list. This is from a year and a half ago. You see he's hitting me almost instantly. I'm even going to slow it down here and sort of show you why I believe this guy's free aim assisted, which is funny. He claims that I am, but you'll see here when I zoom in, he sort of drops his shoulder and then picks it back up again. He does that throughout the fight. You might even be able to catch it when he was sort of running up behind the trees there. He did it once there. Usually that's a sure sign of them sort of repositioning their lock on. Usually that's what they do. You know, I used to play an assisted aim back when GTA Online, you know, was first out. That first year, I used to do the same thing. So it's pretty much what he's doing. So pretty much guarantees he's in free aim assist. At that point, I really didn't want to go against at least a gunfight with him because of the mere fact I didn't want him to use free aim assist on me. That just was a cheap tactic. So I ended up obviously just eventually just sniping him, going at him with the buzzard. He ends up going past him and calls me a scrub and all that other BS, you know, what they all typically do. In any case, but like I said, I believe this guy on my on the friends list. It was sort of in the fight that I'm going to show you, even, you know, or I'm going to get back to. But one thing that's kind of funny here as well is you'll see, although you can't see my text messages, he says I have like 4 of them, and he sent me sort of that wink face. What he was talking about there is I asked him, I said, I bet you have a modded account. He was pretty much admitting that he had a modded account, and I think that just goes to further show that, you know, a lot of these, you know, these tryhards GTA Online, like I stated in my tryhard vs grinders video, you know, a couple weeks ago, that, you know, all these people just, you know, a lot of these, you know, tryhards have modded accounts. They don't do anything to support GTA Online. And like I said, I believe that this is the same guy that I'm fighting, even though the name is different. I believe that might be a different account, but the name, as you'll see here, I'm going to show you, this was from a year and a half ago, the name you're seeing now, and the name that I zoomed in earlier, in the fight that's more current, you'll see their names are very, very similar. So I believe this is the same guy. But like I said, it just goes to show that, you know, these people do nothing to support GTA Online and nothing to support Rockstar. You know, they got modded accounts. They're not playing the game legitimately. They're not obviously buying shark cards. So again, I think it just further shows that, you know, these people just, again, just ultimately hurt GTA Online and ruin a lot of players' experiences. So getting back to the more current fight here, you'll see right here is sort of when it gets a little bit more competitive. That'll eventually change further on, but you'll see he sort of gives a little bit of some gun game skills here. So I like that. That's sort of, like I said, part of the reason why I want to show this video. Not the whole reason, but part of it, because when you're going against tryhards, you rarely ever get that anymore. Again, that's part of the reason why I joined free aim. But you'll see here, or at least back in 2014, you'll see here going up against Spaghetti, went a little cheap on me, pulled out the shotgun. I'm not going to complain that much. At least it wasn't explosive, you know, or wasn't, you know, an RPG. But you'll see he blows himself up right after that. So again, it's kind of reinstates sort of the try-hard tactics there. But again, like I said, I still want to show this a bit because I think that, like, on average, it's a little bit more competitive than usual. Because typically, when you're fighting a try-hard, it's just all explosives and MK2 oppressors. And, you know, anybody can do that in GTA Online. Anybody can get used to that, especially the oppressor. You use it enough. Gun game, I think it takes a little bit more to get used to. But if this does happen to be the same guy that I was showing you from a year and a half ago, which I do believe that this is potentially the same guy, I do believe in this case he was free aim. I didn't really see that, you know, him dropping his arm or shoulder at all to sort of reposition his aim. He was just sort of getting me here. I was on a little bit of a losing streak for a bit. He does get a few kills on me, but I do believe he was in free aim at this time. I don't believe that he was using free aim assisted, at least at this point. But you'll see I end up getting even double teamed here and there, so that sort of gave them advantage. I can't remember exactly how many kills. I think I may have evened out overall. I know the guy that I'm fighting sort of gun game with a little bit in a sense, or gives me a little bit more competitiveness. I think he got me by about 6 kills, but then I think I got his friend by about 5 or 6 kills, so I think I evened overall. But again, like I said, you know, besides, you know, the more competitiveness here, I think that there's still a lot more that can be taken away that I'll sort of summarize at the end of the video. But I will end up, I believe after, I think he kills me right here, but I will eventually start sort of getting a winning streak back. I end up killing him about 3 or 4 times in a row. You know, using pretty much just going against each other with just sort of ARs or guns, you know, going sort of a you know, just gun game competitiveness. And at that point, you'll end up seeing that he sort of starts using the RPG, and just what a lot of tryhards end up doing. It's just kind of funny to see that, you know, especially because, like, of course that means he's threatened in the sense that, you know, I may end up beating him in gun game, which I find funny. You know, a lot of the tryhards, they always have to find excuses to the reason of why they're losing, like, oh, you're FAA, or oh, you're this, you know. And don't get me wrong, I do that too sometimes, but usually you can tell when someone's free aim assisted or not. But, you know, obviously he blamed me earlier. He got a text earlier that said I was in free aim assisted. I wasn't. I'm, you know, using free aim. You know, because they're always just so you know, engaged in their combat. They're just, you know, they think they have to win every time. That, you know, they always have to find excuses for anything, which is kind of funny. But Other than that, like I said, you'll see that towards the end of the video, or towards the end of the fight, and I believe they both end up just sort of leaving the session. But right here, again, I'm sort of getting double teamed here. I'm getting sniped at. I was trying to pull out my explosive shotgun here. I accidentally pulled out the RPG, and I blew up his friend, and then ended up getting killed by the guy on my friends list. Like almost instantly after I shot the I blew up the deluxe. So the other thing you'll see here is throughout the fight, I will eat snacks here and there. For the most part, I don't really think that I believe that's really not a cheap tactic, and my reasoning for that is because if they're willing to kill themselves to get full health, I don't see the reason why I can't use snacks, especially because with snacks, it's very hard to be in the middle of a fight and start eating snacks, whereas like with killing yourself, you can easily abuse that by, you're in the middle of fighting somebody, pull out a, or set a sticky bomb down, pull an RPG, blow yourself up, whereas with snacks, it's very hard to do that. So a lot of times you'll see me get a kill and then I'll eat snacks. It's not like I'm eating snacks in the middle of a fight, because it's pretty hard to do that. There are times you can do it, but it's not easily as abused as, like you're in the middle of a gunfight and then someone decides to pull an RPG and blow themselves up. I think you'll even see, I think at one point towards the end, that sort of happened with me and this guy. So that's sort of my reasoning, behind that. But again, like I said, it's just kind of funny that, again, with the whole, blaming me for free assist and eventually going to their cheap tactics of, using the RPG and whatnot, how they always just seem to have to, like, find an excuse for the reason why they're losing, you know what I mean? And I think that's a big reason why, in my opinion, competitiveness is broken in GT Online, because, all these people, they get in here, they look at these try-hard tactics, and and that's even a topic for another video of just how competitiveness is broken. But all these people, they get in here, they watch videos on tryhards, or I think combat, which is unfortunately dominated by tryhards at this point. They think, oh, if I can fight like this, I'm automatically going to be like a an elite competitor in GT Online, or fighter, or whatever. And that's just ridiculous, because you saw right there, he blew me up with the RPG. But I mean, that's just ridiculous, because like I said, you're using the MK2 Press, you use explosives, of course you're going to get, it's a lot easier to use those vehicles. It's going to take you a lot, it's going to take you a lot less time to master that than, actually trying to kill somebody with a rifle and free aim. And again, I mean, it's just they never can give you the respect that a lot of times you earn. That you have to remember that I put 6.5 years of time into this game, and 5 of those years were in free aim. I do have a decent amount of skill. I just don't fight all the time. I think that's also funny. I like to poke fun at them, because I don't even really engage in combat unless I have to, and I'm still, getting the upper hand here and there on these people that all they do is fight. I mean, in fact, like I said, this guy's on my friends list. I see him in sessions a lot, and all I ever see him do is just fighting with people. Same thing the other day, I saw his friend, the guy that killed me in the beginning, that all they were doing was just fighting the whole time. That was it. They went in a session, he was driving around an MK2 Press for the entire time, just blowing everybody up. And like I said, besides this being a little bit more competitiveness, you'll see they're going to end up leaving here pretty soon. You see he pulls out the RPG again and end up killing himself. Just sort of reinstates that try-hard tactic again, and sort of just, finding excuses to why he's losing. But once again, like I said, what I want to sort of talk about, and he's going to leave here, but besides this being a little bit more competitive than usual, besides that, despite the beginning and the ending of the fight, for the most part, there's other things I want to pick out here. One is, the fact that, like, imagine in the beginning of the video that when I got killed just so arbitrarily by that, by the one guy that I was fighting with. Imagine if that was a beginner. That's enough to make somebody want to just completely stop playing GT Online. I mean, it really is. I mean, that's just, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the fact that it's so easy to get kills in this game, and it's just so easily abused, and I think that's a lot of the reason why a lot of players don't care about KD as well. But again, it just sort of reinstates that fact that, that could happen to anybody, and I think, that's horrible, because the fact that you can easily, I know people that don't want to play GT Online anymore because of shit like that happens, and it's ridiculous, but it does unfortunately still happen. And that's not even it. I think the fact that whether the guy that I was fighting that was on my friends list, whether he was the same the same guy from a year and a half ago or not, there's a lot of signs that point towards him being the same guy. He admitted having multiple modded accounts. That could have been one of his modded accounts very easily. Obviously nothing seemed to change with him at all. That was pretty blatantly clear. But it just goes to show with all the a lot of these tryhards, it just sort of further promotes the idea that, you know, a lot of these tryhards just have modded accounts, and it does nothing to promote GT Online or support GT Online whatsoever at all. So, and I think that just goes back to my tryhards versus grinders video that I made a few weeks ago with, you know, talking about the updates that were made to combat with the Diamond Casino heist. It just sort of reinstates that, you know, the idea I said in there that a lot of tryhards have modded accounts, they don't support GT Online. I never see any of these people do anything productive whatsoever, you know, as far as playing like a mission, doing a heist whatsoever. All they're doing is just killing each other. And again, it sucks because we're the people that give them the publicity, the grinders, the people that care about GT Online, that, you know, that buy the shark cards, that support GT Online. You know, they're the only reason why these people are getting publicity to begin with, because we actually give a shit. So, you know, it creates sort of that bad and evil type of vibe that, you know, we're sort of the good guys, they're the bad guys. So it gives them sort of the publicity in the sense as well. So, like I said, there's just some other reasons why I sort of wanted to make this video. You know, I don't like to really give them any satisfaction by making, you know, combat videos that much, but, you know, again, those are sort of the main ideas I wanted to point out, just besides this being a little bit more competitive of a fight. But in any case, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you got something out of it. I'm sorry if my ideas were all over the place, but I tried to sort of construct them towards the end there. But, yeah, in any case, guys, hope you found it beneficial to a certain degree. And as always, have a great day.